In the quiet, small city of St. Joseph, locals call it the House on the Hill. But in reality, it is best known as the Beattie Mansion, the most haunted mansion in the area, surrounded by death and horrific suffering. Before we begin, please hit like, subscribe, and comment to let me know where you are watching from so we can meet again in the next mysterious house. The history of Beattie Mansion begins in 1854. It was built by Armstrong Beattie, the city's first banker, and a 5-term mayor of St. Joseph. Along with his wife Eliza, they were the most powerful and wealthy couple in the city. Their mansion was a symbol of success, hosting the most lavish parties. But happiness did not last. In 1878, Armstrong passed away suddenly after a severe bout of cholera. Just 2 years later, Eliza also passed, leaving the massive house with no heir. And this is when the fate of the house began to change. With no children to pass it on to, the house was sold to the Ladies' Union Benevolence Association in 1882. They turned it into the home for the Friendless. The name sounds ironic and tragic. It became a shelter for society's most destitute single mothers, former prostitutes, the homeless, and later orphans. By 1895, it was converted into the memorial home for the aged, a place where the elderly poor came to wait for the end. For over a century, this house witnessed birth disease, extreme loneliness, and the passing of countless people. The energy of suffering soaked into every brick, every floorboard. By the early 2000s, it was used as a group home for the mentally ill and recovering addicts. In 2004, Michael Burkhardt bought the building with the intention of turning it into a luxury boutique hotel, but that plan collapsed as soon as renovation work began. Construction workers were the first to experience the horror. Their tools mysteriously disappeared. They felt poked, pushed, and heard invisible voices whispering in their ears. Many fled and refused to return to work, causing the project to stall. The owner had to hire a caretaker named Rob to watch over the house, and what Rob experienced was enough material for a horror movie. One night, Rob was sleeping upstairs when he was awakened by a voice speaking clearly in the hallway. "I'll be right there, sir." He rushed out, but the hallway was empty. Another time, while bending down to pick something up in the kitchen, he looked up to see a full-bodied apparition standing right in front of him. But the event that terrified Rob the most happened in the basement. As he was walking down, he suddenly felt a sharp burning pain on his arm. Pulling up his sleeve, he was horrified to discover deep bleeding scratches as if he had been attacked by an invisible beast. Rob couldn't ignore it anymore. He contacted the paranormal investigation group Apex Paranormal, and from there the gates of hell at Beattie Mansion were officially opened. Through numerous investigations, a roster of resident spirits has been identified, and they are not shy. The most prominent spirit is believed to be Eliza Beattie, the widow of the original owner. She is often seen gliding along the second-floor hallway, a faint and melancholy shadow. Sometimes in the middle of the night, people hear footsteps and her humming a sad tune. Eliza is described as very protective of her home. She does not like men who are aggressive or disrespectful. Many male investigators have reported feeling choked, having handprints left on their necks, or feeling strong pressure on their larynx. Conversely, with women, she only makes them feel uncomfortable or sometimes plays with their hair. The second floor is also home to child spirits. A 4-year-old girl named Mabel, who passed away in this house, is believed to still be there. People often hear giggling and the sound of children running, but not every child is happy. In an upstairs room, visitors have heard maniacal laughter followed by terrifying screams. It is believed this is the spirit of a mentally ill child who was abandoned and passed away in madness. If the second floor is a place of sadness, the basement is a place of hostility. This is the domain of a dark male entity. He is believed to be a former butler or maintenance worker. He doesn't just watch. He attacks. Guests who go down to the basement are often mocked by invisible voices whispering vulgarities. More terrifyingly, he likes to shove people. Many have been pushed down, scratched, or felt a heavy pressure crushing their chest. Beside him is another man wearing a white shirt and overalls, often staring out the basement window toward the parking lot, as if waiting for someone to come and take him away from this terrible place. At Beattie Mansion, supernatural activity occurs with incredible intensity. During one investigation, a group clearly heard a child's voice singing the name Eliza. The sound was recorded clearly, chilling everyone to the bone. Another time, when a group was in the room where a woman was said to have hanged herself, they used a software-defined radio SDR device. Suddenly, a voice rang out from the device, correctly answering the names of the people present in the room. Marianne Podrasky, a psychic and the current manager of the mansion, says she has had hundreds of experiences here. She was once hugged by a former mental patient, choked and even growled at in her face. She has also seen a residual haunting of a young, drug-addicted girl hanging herself on the staircase. Today, Beattie Mansion is open for ghost tours and overnight investigations. The current owner has decided not to renovate it into a hotel, but to keep it in its original state, to respect the history and the spirits. It is a place where the past never sleeps. Every room, every hallway holds a tragic story. From the wealth of the Beattie family to the despair of orphans and the lonely elderly. When you step into Beattie Mansion, you are not just entering an old house. You are entering a world where the rules of life and death no longer exist. You might hear Mabel's laughter, feel Eliza's cold touch, or face the rage of the man in the basement. Thank you for listening to the story of Beattie Mansion. What do you think of the spirits trapped here? Are they seeking release, or do they want to keep this house for themselves? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to explore more mysterious houses in the next episode.